There is one thing that I can absolutely say with certainty when it comes to relationship with the self and sabotaging the self. There's one element that has no role. It has absolutely no role. It is completely useless. It's not helping you any, and it's actually abusive. We are all very familiar with it. It is shame. Shame is that sense that there is something inherently wrong with us, that we are bad, unworthy, undeserving, unvaluable, not valuable, unvaluable is not a word, not valuable, that we are not enough, that we're not lovable. It's that thing that says there's something wrong with you. Okay, so here's the thing, there's not. There's nothing wrong with you. I know that might not feel true right now. We're going to talk more about that in the next section, but there's nothing wrong with you. Imagine a wonderful, lovely, amazing friend of yours is in a relationship and in a romantic relationship, right? They've got a partner, and that partner is always telling them every single day, repeatedly throughout the day, you are such an idiot. What is wrong with you? Why did you do that? Nobody else would do that. You're not good looking enough. You're too fat. You are just worthless. Why would anyone want to spend time with you? Have you met you? Like, what's wrong with you? You're not enough. You're not good enough. You're not valuable enough. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that. You should do this. You need to be doing that. You would probably be pretty concerned about that friend being in that relationship. It would be pretty easy to say that's abuse. That's verbal and emotional abuse. If you are bringing shame onto yourself or you are allowing shame to come in, you are in an abusive relationship with yourself. I cannot sugarcoat that for you. We may have these old ideas that shame plays some part in keeping us accountable. And well, if I didn't have this horrible, terrible feeling and punishment of being a terrible, unworthy person, then I would do all of these bad things. No, that's not working. It never works. It's never going to work. And it is completely sabotaging all of your efforts. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay. Now, there may have been things, there probably are, in your past, maybe even in your present, that aren't in alignment with who you truly are. And it didn't feel good to act outside of alignment. You may have caused harm to others. Most of us who have been in active addiction have. I haven't met anybody who hasn't, right? That sense of, oh, that was out of alignment, that feels gross, that guilt is an appropriate emotion. It is that little warning sign that says, hey, you're out of alignment. That's not how you want to be showing up. That is not in agreement with who you want to be. That is an appropriate warning light. Doing something and then bringing all of this, and now you're an unworthy person because you've done that, is not helpful in any way at all. Most things are super useful and I will find a way to use them. Shame isn't one of them. If you're going to have anything resembling success in this path on having a boldly satisfying life, on being who you truly are, shame has got to go 100%. And you don't need my permission, but I'm going to give it to you. You have permission to just drop the shame. Okay. If you can give yourself permission, even better. It's not helping you. It will always harm you. It is actually keeping you in an unproductive part of the brain and the body, which is stopping you from moving forward and acting differently than those ways that have been out of alignment. You can't master the self and hate the self. You can't think you're unworthy and then have any of this other work stick. Okay, it's black and white. Not many things are black and white. This is shame has got to go 100%. Get rid of it. If you're having guilt, we can work with that. Shame, we cannot. It has to go. You are not an unworthy person. You are not unlovable. You are valuable and enough. And we'll keep working on that if you don't believe me yet. And if you already do, hooray, yay. Shame's got to go. I'm going to leave it at that. I can't say it any more clearly. And we'll certainly work with ways to get rid of that. That's what we're going to be working on next. But at the end of the day, you have to be your best advocate. You have to be your mama or papa bear. Just like you would for that friend who's in an abusive relationship, you'd say, hey, you can't treat my friend that way. I love this person. You can't talk to this friend this way. What are you doing? Right? You would step in, or you would have a chat with that friend and be like, hey, that's not going great. That's not an appropriate way to be treated. You have to bring that same love to yourself. When those voices, when those things start coming up in your head, you are going to have to counter them. We're going to talk about that, but you're going to have to do it. And shame, just 100% black and white, has got to go. I'm going to say it one more time. Shame has no purpose in this work. It is not helping you in any way. It is not keeping you accountable. It is not productive. And it just absolutely 100% has to go.